Hear that dog? Hello. I don't know what on something, and rather than say, hey, close the door so I didn't hear it. That was weird. All right, so I'm looking through a deck right now because I have a point I want to make. I have a point. I have a tarot story to tell this evening, but I have to be able to make my point first. Kind of, I guess. I have to make my point. Whatever. I smoked a little bit. I smoked a tiny, tiny bit. And now I have to look through this deck. The question box is in the description of the stream. Or should be. Is it there? Because that's where I put it. That's where I put it. I think it's the last thing I copy pasted, so I could probably just real quick put it in there. I'm sorry I'm not organized, guys. It's the last fucking thing in the deck, the one that I'm looking for. It's important, though. This is an important point that I'm making. I totally know what I'm doing, and I'm on track. And oh, no! Hang on. Ah! Spinning wheel. Thank you for the thing. Hang on. If it's not working, it's not working. Hang on. If you have the spinny wheel. All right. Watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to get this taken care of immediately. All right. I know what I'm doing, guys. I totally know what I'm doing tonight. Okay. Contacts. And then I'm going to call my son. I'm going to tell internet. And that's what's going to work. Is everybody still spinning? And is everybody still... If you don't have the spinning wheels, help me. Hey, get off the internet. It's 10 o'clock on Saturday night. You know what happens at 10 o'clock on Saturday night? Get out of the internet. Yep, well, it is what it is. I'm a terrible mother. I'm a terrible mother to my children. Some people can see just fine. It's choppy. It is what it is. I don't know what it is about this particular thing. Oh, I'm drinking Maui Wowie tonight that I got out of one of those grown-up Capri Suns, right? So, and I don't know what the light changing is about. Mine keeps getting dimmer and whatever. I'm just going to turn my brightness way down, and hopefully that'll help. I don't think there are any storms tonight. Anyway, I had a point that I wanted to make, and hopefully the choppiness and the spinniness, I can't do anything about that. I did what I did. So I wanted to show the difference between different decks, and I wanted to show you like why I always say that even if you already know the meanings of cards, when you get a new deck, you should read the booklet that it comes with. It's like really important to read the booklets because every time you buy a deck, you're buying like, by the way, that lighting thing, that's not happening in my office. It's all the same. It's like for some reason, it's just the thing. Anyway, but when you buy your deck and it comes with that little booklet, even if it's just like a little like 4-page paper booklet or like a chart, what you're going to see in there is like stuff that maybe you didn't see before. And I wanted to just show you the difference. Okay, so here's the 6 of Pentacles, all right, from the Rider Wyatt or the Rider Waite or whatever. Okay, and this is what it says about it in the universal on tarot.com, the universal meaning is this suit, most often named coins or pentacles, is a symbol for a magical talisman that represented wealth or potential. The suit represents something supportive that is available to you, whether it be in health, some kind of talent, a material or financial resource. The 6 of this suit is the card of patronage, generosity with strings attached. The picture shows a rich man giving alms, his reputation enhanced from his giving, but having somehow helped somebody. It's this whole thing. I'm just gonna skip over it anyway because it's a big long. This is a big long thing. But anyway, you see what it's about, right? Well, in the Fountain Tarot, it looks a lot different. Okay, so there's the Fountain Tarot version of the 6 of coins, and if you open their little book and you see what their meaning is, theirs is of coins instead of pentacles. Coins and pentacles are interchangeable. So the 6 of coins, all right, giving and receiving. At some point in our lives, we all need assistance. The 6 of coins speaks to the relationship we have with others surrounding our prosperity or lack of it. United in an endless knot of connectivity, we must learn to give without judgment and receive without shame. Like a living thing, this balance requires nurturing. Pay attention to where you are in this equation and make space for what is needed. Harmony can be restored through awareness, action, and a generous heart. Okay, so that's a lot more information than, and it's a lot, it's subtle differences, but there are different meanings there, and it's phrased a different way. It's all kind of the same, but it's just just a little bit different. Just a few things are a little bit different, and that is that's really cool. I mean, like, look, now I have that in my mind. The next time I go to read the card, that particular card in that particular suit could speak to me that way. I could go, oh, remember when, and my brain pulls that and goes, hey, remember? And that's, it's 1 pentacle in US dollars. Anyway, now we'll go, and I want to show you just a third example. This is the 6 of Earth from the Good Tarot. It's called the Good Tarot. I'm not making a judgment on it. It's just called that. So there's the 6 of Earth from the Good Tarot. And in the book for the Good Tarot, oh, it opened right to it. Wow. The meaning is unexpected resources, happy surprises, generosity. What I have sent forth in love comes back to me many times over as the generosity of others becomes apparent and unexpected resources show up. The universe is exhibiting its generosity, reminding me that the world is full of pleasant surprises. Inside the pretty package is tangible aid, a gift from spirit. Just when I was beginning to doubt, I am reminded of the treasures I am entitled to receive that show up at my door. What will I unwrap today? Okay, so I'm sorry, that's a terrible stream. But the difference in these cards, or they all mean the same thing, but each one of these meanings that somebody sat down and actually typed out and actually made, like, this is what I'm going to say this card means, right? That was their intuition, that was their interpretation, and once it gets put into your head, it could be helpful to you. And I'm going to tell you why. I've been having like crazy, like I've been in a state of just a feeling of like mortal dread for like a week. Like every moment of every day I have been terrified. And I don't mean like, oh, I'm having an anxiety attack. I just like even different than that. Just like I am absolutely terrified of some unnameable, or I can't put my finger on what's scaring me. I'm just scared. Okay. So I was going and doing tarot, doing my readings about the vacation that I just went on. What's going to happen? Oh my gosh, what's going to happen? And, oh, is it clearer? That's from the Good Tarot. It's the 6 of Earth. It's backwards. Anyway, I was reading with that fountain deck, right? And I didn't look up the meanings because I don't listen to myself. I hadn't read the book yet. I hadn't read the little booklet. I like to sit down and just read them, So I pulled the 6 of Pentacles. Now, what does my brain do immediately? Because I've been in this state of, we've been in this state of, I've been in this really negative headspace, and I'm reading tarot for myself. It's a dumb idea. And obviously, the world's already falling for me, right? I'm putting things away, right? So the earth is already falling. Life is already falling apart because I am in this state of terror. We're going on this vacation. I'm doing readings. I get the Six of Pentacles. And what does my brain do? My brain sees, well, it was in this deck, okay? But anyway, even though I know the thing, my brain doesn't think of the meaning from this book because I didn't look it up. I think of this and I go, oh my gosh, this means we're going to be poor. We're going to need the generosity of people. Financial ruination. Everything is terrible. Everything's going to fall apart. That is my take on it. And so I was so freaked out about this and so, like, oh my gosh, this is going to be terrible. And this is, everything's going to fall to pieces. And then and then I broke everything on my desk. But, long story short, that didn't happen. We weren't financially ruined by going on this vacation. None of that happened. But on the drive home, something happened to our car. And I thought, oh my God, this is it. This is the financial ruination, right? This is the part that this is it, and I'm freaking out. And it turned out to be corrosion on the battery post. And literally my husband we just had to go to a gas station and he rubbed some of it off so the car would go, and then we went to a gas station and he got a toothbrush and some baking soda and just scrubbed it off and it's fine. So there was no big thing, no big terrible thing happened. I couldn't figure it out. And then I was thinking today and I thought, oh my gosh, it was your headspace. It was whatever. So I sat down and I looked at the Six of Coins, except for I looked at it in the Good Tarot. And I thought, I'm just going to read the book. I'm going to see what it says. Well, guess where I was staying on my vacation? I was at there is a beagle in the background. He's my old man. He's 17 years old. He's blind. He's deaf. He'll probably start making weird noises or panting or obsessively licking something. Anyway, I read that and I thought, because that was all about remembering the generosity that people have bestowed on you and being thankful for that generosity that, from others. Well, I was staying at my cousin's cabin. She makes us give her like $10 a night to use her cabin on a lake with a boat and all of this other stuff. And it's $10 a night is just to cover little maintenance things and to pay the bills while you're up there. And there's satellite TV that my cousin pays for up there, just so everybody has satellite TV to use. And it was, our whole trip was just people who were generous to us. And that was the only reason. So while I was waiting for this horrible thing to happen that I planted in my intuition and I put it on the cards and I went, it means disaster. What actually happened was I was being reminded that I should enjoy that generosity and I should enjoy that feeling instead. So if you're going through a time of really bonkers, there's 2 lessons to take away here. Always read the booklet that comes with your little tarot card deck, because there might be something in there you've never seen before, or there might be something in there that you are, that will help you later. Or you might be catastrophizing like me, or your headspace might be messed up. And if you have a messed up headspace at that time that you're doing readings for yourself, go ahead and look at the book. And you know what? Maybe you might go, oh yeah, I'm fucking stupid. Probably not if you're like me. Look at my Mr. Jen put an umbrella in my drink tonight. Anyway, so that was the story that I had to tell you. And it was very long-winded, but hopefully it will be of help to someone somewhere at some time. My teeth are cold. I need a straw. So, yeah, so that was the story of that. And I hope I shared something important for people or helpful for people. Okay. Is it a coincidence that you plotted a book about centaurs boning ladies at the same time as BronyCon was going on? Yes, it was a terrible, terrible coincidence. You know what, though? This is a good time to plug my Patreon before I get going. My Patreon, if you are a $1 or up supporter on that, you are going to actually see the prologue of that book, like, I think either this coming week or the week after that. You guys will see the prologue to this, the Business Centaur's Virgin Temp, and Blade Trasket is in the prologue. So, because Blade Trasket is the person, the antagonist person. So, yes, coincidence, but you know. So, and then the actual story will start premiering soon. I wrote a silly little song for you about Jealous Haters Book Club. How do I send it to you? I thought about posting it in the comments. Is this the best way? Absolutely. Post it in the comments, and then I will link to your comment and put it in the next thing, in the next Jealous Haters Book Club. And you skated in right under the wire because we've only got 2 installments left. We've got 3. Well, I guess 3 because I want to do 1 for the acknowledgement. Because I didn't do 1 for the acknowledgements for 50 Shades Freed. And she thanks fucking Betsy DeVos in there because Betsy DeVos helped her to get the adoption stuff right. Anyway. Okay, so I'm working through some of these right here. I haven't gotten one yet that's actually a tarot question. But that's okay. I have a witchcraft question. In the Maiden Mother Crone, can a childless woman still connect to the mother? I'm in my 40s and cannot have children. I don't connect to the maiden much anymore, and yet I'm not ready to connect with... Oh, thank you. Thank you, mysterious weed hand. Thank you for bringing my weed. Shh. Okay. Anyway, let me start over on that. I have a witchcraft question. In the Maiden Mother Crone, can a childless woman still connect to the mother? I'm in my 40s and cannot have children. I don't connect with the maiden much anymore, and yet I'm not ready to connect with the crone, who are the mature yet non-mother goddesses I could connect with in my magic. I actually don't know goddesses off the top of my head that well. A lot of my witchcraft work is with energy, and then I just like find an entity and I go, hey, can you help me out type thing. But the whole mother and creation thing, this is what I gotta point out. There are lots of people who are, let's say they're, you know, you think about like people who are, you know, don't have a gender, or who are trans and don't have, aren't comfortable connecting with the female energy type thing. There, everybody has to find, and then like cis men even, they have to find a way to connect to those archetypes, because as much as paganism wants to, or modern paganism wants to make it all about, well, I just shuffled my cards wrong, so I'm sorting through them to turn them all the right way because I'm a fucking genius. Men also need to explore the mother part and the creation part, and everybody has to make their own peace with those roles, and the duality. I mean, we all, just like I think that a lot of times people think, well, if they're not my gender, I don't have to, or I shouldn't connect with them. Everybody has to make peace with those archetypes within us, and find what inside of us connects with those. So, or what inside of us, you know, echoes those themes. So I don't think that it's, you absolutely can still connect to the mother for real. Just like you have to, like, well, you'll have to learn how to connect with every part of deity in that way, because deity doesn't have gender, it just has like slices. That's just my thinking. There's just like gender flavored slices of universal power and energy for us to digest. So you can connect through, if you have pets, you know, and not to be like that person that's like, oh, my puppy is my pet. But if you have pets, you're nurturing and you are giving life. And like if you have plants, and if you write stories or poems, or you make music, or you like to cook, or any of the activities where you take something and transform it, or you sustain life somehow through it. Reminding yourself to drink water every day. Connect, you know, hey, call, you know what, you want to connect to the mother tomorrow, you want to connect to the mother aspect, call up a friend and ask them if they're drinking enough water. So yeah, absolutely, you can connect. There's all sorts of ways to, because that's all just creation and life giving and stuff like that. So, all right, here we go. This is like deeps tonight, you guys. I barely talked about Blade Trasket at all. I feel really bad because you guys are like all like for Blade Trasket, and he's gonna be like the villain. And like I feel like, God, I hope you love John Gayhart Johnson Business Center as much as I do. I just want you to just like embrace him. Anyway. Hey, buddy, do as I say, not as I do. All right. I've been finding local LGBTQ plus activism, in addition to being very cliquish, very inaccessible, and willing to accommodate people with my particular disabilities. So far, I've been struggling to remain involved to the extent possible, but I told another queer activist I may be too sick to attend an upcoming protest, and within hours, they had posted a long rant wishing every explicit ill on and essentially cursing anybody not attending that particular demonstration. I still believe we should be fixing our current human rights crisis, but this has really put me off participating in local queer activist groups. What should I do? Wow. So here's the story. Does anybody have advice on this one? Because while I will definitely pull 3 cards to help this person in their particular situation, has anybody else run into this? I'm sure other people have run into unwelcoming local LGBTQ plus communities. So yeah, absolutely shame on them, Tammy. Absolutely. But let's pull 3 cards for this person. We'll pull 3 cards in general, just how to deal with this situation and remain involved. Where to put their energy and how to remain involved. My hands hurt because we were up north and we were playing cards every night, and I'm like the only person who can shuffle. All right. Where should this person put their prison? But this person, whatever. Where should the questioner? There we go. Where should the questioner put their energy in their activism? 3 cards. Wow. Okay, so there's a lot of swords, right? Here we go. The first card is the 8 of Swords, right? And so the 8 of Swords, it always reminds me a little bit of Princess Buttercup, this illustration, because I make those connections in my mind when I read intuitively. And Princess Buttercup did kind of just sit around to be rescued for a little while, but she had like her own fucking plans, and she like was doing her own deals and stuff like that. She was thinking of ways to get out of this situation and away from the danger. And I feel like in this, Princess Buttercup is seeing, she's trying to figure her way out of this dangerous situation and past this dangerous barrier. But if you look, there's a big hole. There's a big Princess Buttercup shaped hole behind her. So I think that this might be advising you to continue to think up solutions on how to avoid the danger and a lot of stuff like that. So this is basically kind of telling you, hey, back up, and you're going to find your way away from these people, back away from these people. Like, don't hang out with this particular group anymore, but, you're going to back out of this, and then you can work on the blindfold and the hands tied and all of that, but just back away from them first, and you're going to back right out that door in that dangerous situation. Because people who are like that, in fact, are dangerous. It doesn't necessarily mean they're going to beat you up or something, but they're not great. So then the next one, the 4 of Swords. This is an interesting one. This one is always sort of you need to just sort of slow down or you'll die type thing. You cannot allow the stress of the activism and stuff like that to just sort of take over everything for you. You have to find self-care. You have to find mental retreat. And if these people aren't letting you do this, that's another reason that you need to get away from them. But specifically, like you cannot find, you're not going to be able to find your way out and find your way towards better activism if you're not taking care of yourself and taking care of your needs, rather than going, but this is the community. I can only do things within the community. And so I have to subject myself to this community, right? Okay. So the next one that comes up is the Six of Swords. The Six of Swords shows a person who they're going through a dangerous place and there's someone guarding them. This is reversed. I think this is a reminder that you are the only person that can take care of you. You are the only person that knows what's best for you in this situation, and knows that you need, knows what you need, and knows how best to take care of yourself, and to how to find this door thing. But what it sounds like you're looking for really is permission to do this. You're not a bad activist if you're taking care of yourself first. You can't help other people unless you're taking care of yourself too. So basically you need to understand that you can't row this boat and help people through. You can't burn yourself out, and you're not going to be, if you're you can't find, I know this sounds very staggered and stuff like that, and very scattered. I'm a little scattered tonight, but it's basically you have, if you really truly want to continue with your activism and stuff, you have to get away from this particular environment, and you're not a bad person for doing so. If they don't support self-care and they don't support you putting your life first, then they don't know how to help people either. So that's sort of what I'm seeing here. Shit is deep tonight. Oh, everybody's giving good advice. Look at that. One of the best parts of not Drunk Tarot, Fitshaced Fortuneteller. One of the best parts of Fitshaced Fortuneteller is that you guys always have really good advice over here in this comment area. So, all right. All right. As far as I'm aware, Castro seems to be the only Democratic candidate spontaneously bringing up trans issues in the debate about abortion rights, and the candidate whose positions seem closest to wanting to abolish ICE. Unfortunately, he seems very low profile. Does he stand a snowball's chance in hell? I hope so. I hope so much so. I really hope he does. I feel like this is a yes or no question, though. I don't like to look too deeply into I guess, into that, like, upcoming politic election stuff. So let's take one of these. This isn't my pendulum, but I'll borrow it. All right. Does Castro have a chance in hell of getting the nomination for president? No, not a snowball's chance in hell. Does Castro have have a chance of being nominated vice president? So yes, he does have a chance of being nominated vice president. That doesn't mean it's going to happen, but an interesting thing happens. We'll see if it works, if you see it, but sometimes something weird happens when I ask political things. Will Juan Castro be vice president? Like, it doesn't really seem to move that much. Like, maybe it looks more like it's moving on there, but from where I am, it's like I can't even see. Like, it's very small, like, back and forth in two different ways movements. And And that always happens. So I don't know if I'm just not allowed to know that or if there are too many variables still or what it is. It's on the floor. So I make these pendulums to sell them sometimes. And then I hang them on a hook here. So I know what I've got when it comes time to post a sale or something. But I'm trying to get more into a making magic tools sort of thing. All right. What the fuck is going to happen with Portland? That's a good question. We're going to do 3 cards about Portland. Okay. What am I drinking? It is a Maui Wowie from one of those grown-up Capri Suns that you freeze. It's what it is. So 3 cards about Portland and the clash between the Proud Boys and various other white supremacist groups and people who aren't raging anti-Semites and Nazis and Klan members and overall human trash. Let's see what's going on in that situation. 3 cards. 3 cards in that situation. Nope, not Portland, Michigan, Portland, Oregon. Oh, wow. Okay. So what came up was it is a Maui Wowie. Do you mean like with Maui Wowie weed? Because I don't got any of that. I gotta do that to my hair. Okay. Oh, that is something, you guys. I forgot those freezy ones kind of get me a little bit drunker. All right. So the first thing that comes up is the Ace of Cups. Reversed. There's a total lack of empathy going on here. No shit. This is also negative emotions. There's going to be just an outpouring of negative emotion and an outpouring of like a total sucking away of all empathy and stuff like that. 10 of Swords reversed. Man, this card isn't good forward or backwards. Either way, like if you're this way, somebody stabs a bunch of things in your back. And if you're this way, it's that you laid down on a bed of swords like that. There are a lot of people that are going to try to make themselves martyrs. I hope it doesn't work. And here's why. Because we see this happen a lot. Where somebody will go out and they will pick a fight and make themselves a martyr and go, oh, those terrible people who don't want death camps and people to be forced into mental institutions and all this shit. Oh, those terrible, mean people who think that kids should be allowed to wash and shouldn't be ripped away from their parents and sold in Betsy DeVos's adoption scam thing. And those awful people threw a milkshake at me, and my brain hemorrhaged. Brain hemorrhage. Jesus Christ. Okay. Anyway, then there's this other one at the end, and the world, and the world. I don't know, man. I don't know what to get a read on this because my brain. This is another thing where my brain. And because I've been in this state of total, like, panic and terror, all I read here is that, like, oh, yeah, this is all just going to keep going on and on and on, and nothing's ever going to change, and the world will keep on turning, and this shit will keep happening, and it's going to escalate. So I don't know if that's me. I don't know if that's my being, because of my weird week. Isn't it terrible that I was on vacation, and I had that that terror the whole time, that feeling of dread. I'm going to call the doctor. I know that sounds weird to call the doctor and be like, I have a feeling of dread, but I'm on medication for my epilepsy that, it does stuff to your brain. So what's to say that the medication isn't doing that? Like what's to say that the medication isn't futzing with my brain chemistry? That could be. It is the end of a big cycle. I think I'm just too negative right now. I think I'm just a little negative on that. If you know what I mean. So, you have a feeling of dread as well, Penny? Yes. What? It tastes like peach rings. What is it? You can say the name of it.
It's that 1800 peach.
Okay, this is 1800 peach margarita.
Yeah.
It does taste like peach rings. Peach rings. Peach rings, gummy rings. Oh, all right. I don't know. I'd be worried, Tammy, if I was if I was like supposed to be, if I wasn't supposed to be drinking and I was drinking a whole bunch, I was drinking every day, I would be a little bit more worried than like having a couple drinks on a Saturday night. Because to be perfectly honest, I used to drink a lot. Like I used to drink a lot, like a 6-pack and a bunch of mixed drinks every night. I would drink all the time. But now, and then I stopped drinking completely for a while. And then now, and it wasn't like hard. I just stopped drinking. It's just like, I don't feel like doing that anymore. Because I got pregnant, or because I was trying to have a baby, and my doctor was like, you can't be trying to have a baby and do this. So then I was like, okay, well, I'll quit drinking because I want to have a baby. And then I had a baby, and then I was like, let's see how long we can ride this train of like not drinking. Usually people are like, I'm gonna drink, but then I had it. Then when I finally did drink again, I was like, oh well, I don't want to be drunk all the time, So I'm not too worried about it because I've never kind of, in the past I've been like, oh, I'm an alcoholic, but I've been rethinking that, not like I'm rethinking it so I can drink, but rethinking it, and I don't really need to drink, and a lot of times I have an opportunity to drink and I don't because I just don't feel like it. So I don't think I have maybe as much of a problem as I thought I did. I get really sort of nervous because I used to have some addiction issues, and so I feel like anytime I do something, like, you're addicted to it. I thought I was addicted to crystals. I was like, what if crystals energies gives it off and it makes you get addicted to them? No, dumbass, you just like pretty rocks. Yeah, no, I don't think it's a factor in that. It doesn't usually bother me. I'm on a dosage and a meds where having like, a few drinks on a weekend is not, if I was on fucking Keppra or something, I wouldn't be doing it. All right. Okay. Let's take a look. Oh, this one's sad. This one just popped up. I'm going to take this. When I was in middle school, my best friend was a girl who cut herself. She was depressed and had some bad family relations, and I didn't know what to do for her. And she had all of these thin cuts on her arms. That was a long time ago. And I don't know what happened to her. What should I have done? Could I have done anything? Okay, you know what? I'm going to get out that good tarot thing, and we're going to read the book too. All right? We're going to read the book now too. So I'm going to use this Good Tarot by Colette Baron Reid. And the reason I'm going to do this is it's very gentle. Okay. I use this a lot when I am going through a period of time where I just need things to be as gentle as possible. And I read the book instead of using my own interpretation because the book is very comforting. So we're going to do that because it tells the truth, but it tells the truth like the big sister in that movie they made you watch in health class about getting your period. Okay. This person wants to know about their middle school best friend who cut themselves. What happened to her? What should I have done? What could I have done? not me, the person, the questioner. What could they have done? What should they have done? Is the person okay? All right. So, could you have done? What should you have done? And is the person okay? So here's the story that I got right now. This deck says not to that they don't use reverses. They weren't written with reverses. So I will never with this deck use reverses because that was the way it was intended. Okay, so the first one is the Star. So let's look it up. Love the book, guys. I am hopeful and inspired by life right now, and everything that is happening points to a renewed sense of encouragement. After all the changes I have experienced, I'm starting to recognize that the hope that comes with new beginnings. So this was what should you have done? Basically, I think then the reason that the Star is here to tell you that and to tell you about new beginnings and a renewed sense of encouragement and stuff is this is saying, good on you for recognizing that maybe you could have done something. And yeah, you didn't, but you've used this experience and now you're entering a new phase where you're more aware of it. Okay? Yeah, exactly. I don't think anybody at that age could have done anything. So I think it's saying that you have experienced growth and you have experienced, now you have more of a sense of what to do. The next one that came up was the Three of Air, which would be the Three of Wands. And the Three of Air. Okay. See what they say. Silver linings, natural departures, rejection is God's protection. A third party helps me to see the truth of this situation. What is truly mine can never be withheld from me. Rejection is Spirit's protection. It is in my best interest to let go and allow for something better to take its place. It is my highest good to see the truth, regardless of my temporary discomfort. This too shall pass. So again, I think it's saying you couldn't have done anything, and you can't blame yourself or carry around this guilt, is what this card is saying. Okay? So how is the person doing? The person came up as the Nine of Earth. Okay? This is the Nine of Earth. And I know what it means in other deck, but let's see what they say. Discipline, self-reliance, reliable resources, restraint, and self-control. The final stone placed in the foundation. Yeah, absolutely fantastic. I know I can rely on myself and spirit. There are many tools at my disposal. I use my resources widely, solidifying the foundation of my security in the material world. I am diligent and disciplined, focused on completing the work I began long ago. I stick to my program, trusting that the plan is unfolding before me exactly as spirit intended. So this person is doing fine, and they've learned lessons, and they've put these life lessons to use. And it's time to let go of your guilt about that because you've learned from the experience, and it's brought you something valuable, and she's fine. So, yes, this is a very gentle deck. It's very positive. I do bristle. I wrote a review of it, a more comprehensive review of it on Bewitched Musings, which is my rarely updated, but still, still out there metaphysical blog. And I wrote a review of it, and one of the things I did mention was that it was really gentle and very cool. But one of the only things I don't like about it is the name, the Good Tarot. It sort of, to me, implies that other tarot is bad. Also, I'm pretty sure the artist that did it, or the person that wrote it, did like a spirit animal one. And that looks a little stereotypical. The name of it is The Good Tarot. All right. All right. Wait, of that or of the spirit animal one? I don't know what the spirit animal one was. All right. Does my senior cat have at least 2 more years of life left? Let's pendulum this bitch. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not calling your cat a bitch. I mean the Well, thanks for checking the voicemail for me, Sammy. I don't know why you have the phone. Okay, two things. Sammy has the phone base and he's checking our voicemail. And second, I'm out of drink. Drink number 2, please.
Thank you, Sammy, for being a receptionist.
Yes. Everybody can see your topless.
Oh no, my boobies!
They can see your boobies. Not Susan Boulay. Colette Baron Reed. Okay, so we're gonna figure this out. This is, will this person's cat live? I love when people spell titties like that, and I love it when people spell boobs, B-E-W-B-S. So, does this person's senior cat have at least 2 more years of life left? Well, I'm getting a no, but I want you to be aware that I am extremely bad at predicting pet deaths because I predicted that my dog would die in July of this year. If he dies in July of next year, it's going to be a fucking miracle. But just that he lasted that long. Not like I would be glad. Why did I just leave this down? Oh, that's right, because it's counterweighting this one. And I just... Oh, no, I broke it! My fine craftsmanship. I broke it. I broke the pendant off it. I'm just a failure. Don't buy shit from me. It's all a joke. Okay. Marsha Brady. How did you pronounce it? Okay. There's a lot of transition in my life right now. Can you tell me what I should watch out for over the next few months? 3 cards, 3 months. What should this person watch out for? Pretty easy. Ah! Is that a beer with a... What about my other fun fruity drink? Oh, I got this because I was feeling tropical tonight. I got Cider Boys Tiki Colada, Apple Pina Colada hard cider. And Mr. Den put a fucking umbrella in it. My desk is now covered in umbrellas. I could put them in my hair, maybe. My hair is not quite long enough to put umbrellas in. Okay, maybe. Maybe I could get them to stand up like devil horns. Okay. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Yeah, she would say pubes. His pubes. All right, so this is 3 months. 3. Well, now I've got 2 open things. I can't drink a Mai Tai, too.
Well, you let her simmer down for a little bit.
Just go put it in the thing. No, I reject this. Take care of that. Everything is going wrong. You simmer down now. My cleavage. Right? Like, yeah, okay. A lot of transition in my life. So 3 months for this person. What they should look out for over the next 3 months. 1 card of warning. 1 warning for each month. All right. September. October. Rocktober. November. Okay. 4 of Swords. September. Watch out for your self-care. Watch out for burnout. Be sure you're getting respite after the long battle that August apparently was, because it seems like it might have been. It's September. October. There's another one. Self-reliance. You're going to have to kind of solve your own problems because there's not going to be somebody to help you with that. You're going to more be the person that's kind of like lost. You're more going to have to be the person driving the boat. You're going to be driving the boat for some people. Watch out. Don't be a boat driver. When I say a boat driver, I mean don't be the person in charge of everything or trying to fix everything for everybody in October, okay? And then it's getting me drunk for nefarious reasons. Probably. Well, who could resist all of this? Look at my gorgeous horns. Now I'm a boat driver. I said what I said, Bunny. I am a writer. Don't words me, Bunny. Don't words me. The horns swell up when I get mad. Oh, that's gonna happen. That's gonna fucking happen in one of these wild ass fucking weird centaur global warming futuristic. Oh yeah, because the Business Centaur book takes place in the future now. It's like a dystopian. Not really, but anyway. Anyway, then the King of Coins is the last one. And this is for, as you said, September, October, November. November, it looks like you might be getting some money. November, it looks like maybe a new job, possibly. Or you're going to meet a rich man. Or you're going to get a sugar daddy. Yeah, exactly. You guys know what's up with the horns. You know what's happening with the horns. Blade Drasket doesn't get horns, but you know what? There are demons in the book, and Blade Drasket is a demon hunter. So maybe the next book is Blade Drasket's redemption arc, but then whatever the villain of Blade Drasket's book is gets a redemption arc, and the whole thing is just redemption arc upon redemption arc. And I've got to make like a new, oh no, I've got to make a new fucking pen name. I don't know. I was thinking I would make a new pen name, and then I would put these on Kindle Unlimited. I put my Kindle Unlimited under a new pen name. What do you guys all think? What do you guys all think about Alexis Raleigh? Because I heard it's okay to do that. I have it on good authority that it's absolutely 100% okay to change like a couple letters in your name and put out books. So I think I will. I think Alexis Raleigh is writing this. This tastes like this isn't bad, but it tastes like apple juice knows what suntan lotion smells like. All right. Should I start a Patreon to help me with getting my books published? Yes, get that money, babe. But see, Tammy, you did that because you're a good person. And you did that because you understand that it's a dick move. That if you have another perfectly acceptable name that you happen to share with a superhero, just off the top of my head, with a superhero's actual identity, was your not married last name, and then you got married and your married name was like somebody else's, you could have used the other name. That's why Tammy Alexander's a good person. Oh shit, Jen is drunk and being bitter about stuff. This was my year. This was the year of being bitter about stuff and getting it all off my chest and never letting it go. And I don't think I need to. I don't think I should. I don't think I am required to let shit go anymore. Because when a community lets go of you and lets you down and lets you down and lets you down, you don't have to let go of things to be nice to them. All right. My mother's going to Ann Arbor for tests. We already suspect she has dementia. Will the prognosis be good, or is she running out of time? Be honest. I am always honest. I'm 100% honest. Let's do this. 3 cards about this person's mother. And her prognosis. Okay. Yes, there's already dementia there. The devil reverse came up. The thing here is that actually finding out about this and actually having a prognosis, and this is not me being dishonest, having and finding a prognosis out is going to make your family the better for it. Knowing what you're dealing with is going to give you a lot of happy, this sounds crazy to say this, to say, oh, you're going to be happy that your mom, but knowing what's wrong and finding things to deal with that and all that stuff is actually going to be a big weight off and make the remaining time you have with her feel better. There are going to be battles, prepare for those. But notice these people aren't going off and fighting a battle alone. They're all with each other. So if you have family members and stuff that help out with this, lean on them. And but yeah, it does look like your mom is having some sort of impairment issue. Let's see. Going on a family kayaking trip tomorrow. How will it go? Okay. Oh, well then, the other in the family denying it, then this might heal some wounds. But there will also be some more conflict. Okay, going on a family kayaking trip tomorrow. How will it go? I'm going to pull 1 card for this. Just be careful if you're going to pictured rocks. We were up there this last week, and there was like a giant rock fall, like right by some kayakers. Anyway, family kayaking trip for this person. How will it go? 1 card. We're going to draw 1 card on this. Kablamo, High Priestess. High Priestess is all about arcane knowledge and things that are unseen and connection to the great, whatever. So it's going to be very cool, very spiritual, and you are probably going to see some things that you were not expecting to see that will feel good to your soul and be nourishing. I was not in a kayak on Lake Superior. No, thank you very much. I will go swimming in Lake Superior, where I can touch. But see, that might be, orca whales. Maybe you will. Maybe that's a sign you're gonna see orcas, because there's like a weird ass water element to this one too. I think. I don't know. I can't remember. It went by. All right, and I'm not going to do as long tonight because it's hot in my office, and I would like to go upstairs and get naked and watch American Dad. Not that I don't love everybody and lovely people here, but I had a really long week. Did a lot of hiking. We hiked to the top of a waterfall. We went to a waterfall that my grandma, when I was little, I always wanted to climb over this fence, and my grandma was always like, "No, stay on the path. Don't climb over the fence. You don't climb over fences at parks." And this time we saw a family climbing down, and they're like, "You guys should climb." Wait a minute, I'm the mom now. I say we're all climbing over the fence. So, climbed over the fence. It wasn't a national park. It wasn't a federal land. But we climbed over the fence. And there's these waterfalls. When you go there, there's like, there's the falls. You're like, okay, there's the falls. We hiked up this big steep thing, and there was another falls. And we're like, that's fucking awesome. We can keep going up. And there was like a little bit of a trail, and so we kept hiking up along the edge of the water. And there was another falls. And so we hiked up to the top of that, and we got up there, and it was like this shallow bed of like, just kind of peacefully moving water. And we were like getting in it and like looking for rocks, and we looked at like water bugs that were up there, and my son walked on a thing, and it was very cool. We had a very, very cool time. And So it was worth it. It was worth it to jump the fence and go look for stuff. And I found a little cluster of quartz with gold in it. It's winking at me in the thing. I know you're supposed to take only memories and leave only footprints. I leave only footprints, but I do sometimes take rocks. You know, I'm Lake Superior is not going to run out of rocks, and neither is that waterfall. That waterfall is making rocks every day. And it was really cool. We also went to Presque Isle out in Marquette and went out on these big black rocks where people were cliff diving. And I wish that I had brought my swimsuit because I would have cliff dived, because even though I'm afraid of heights, it was so fucking hot. I've never been up north where it's been hot. I mean, like, obviously Lake Superior wasn't hot, but I still would have jumped in. And it was really cool. And there were tadpoles on the rocks in these like pools that like where there'd be big waves and like frogs like lay their eggs in there and stuff. And so there were tadpoles, and very like one pool was like all like new little small tadpoles. And then there was like a little, you know, another puddle in the rock that was like bigger tadpoles that like had legs and shit. And then there was like another puddle in a rock in the same big rocks, and it had like full-size frogs in it. It was like an exhibit, but, you know, like made by nature, because like, you know, the rain and all that shit falls on it, and the frogs lay their eggs and stuff in these like crevices in these rocks. That was very cool. Had a good time doing that. Found an agate on one of the beaches. It was a really fun time. It was a super fun time. And yeah, it was very fun. It was very, very fun. Got to visit my absolute favorite spot in the whole world, except for it's very sad because like maybe like, I don't know, 7 years ago, I first went out there and nobody was there. And now it's like all tents and shit. There's people out there, not on Presque Isle, a different place. And, but it's cool. It's got like a basin type thing with a drop off. It's like water has come up over this sandstone cliff. And so it gets about chest deep and you can go swimming in there, and it's like a mermaid thing. It's very cool. Anyway, that was the story of my beautiful, beautiful and awesome trip up north. So, we'll do one more thing here. And we're going to do, what do I need to do to get my creative side flowing again? 3 cards. 3 cards for this person's creative side and creative flow. Okay. Celebrate your victories. Look at the good work you've done in the past. Allow yourself to go back and look at like old paintings, but I don't know what the fuck you're doing. So whatever you did in the past, anything you've made in the past, if you paint, look at your old paintings, look at your old drawings, your photos. If you're writing, look at your old writing. You know, theater, look at your old performances, things like that. Look back on the things that you're proud of. Allow yourself to be proud. Stop worrying about what didn't work. Okay? Stop worrying about the things that didn't work, and remember the things that did. Sad Dracula is here to say, if you turn the fuck around, Sad Dracula, you still have a castle and a robust highway system and fucking 2 cups of blood that haven't spilled. And I'm going to show you something today. I was really bummed out, and it's really bothering me because I started working on a painting, and this did not turn out at all, does not look anything at all like the quality or the type of work that I wanted to do today. I hate this. I quit. I was like, fuck it! And I threw it on the floor. Like, I threw this on the floor. Because I was just so pissed off at this painting, right? And I'm going to throw it away. I'm not going to look at that and be all pissed off. I'm going to try the same concept again. I'm going to look at work that I've done that I like and that I appreciate. Okay, so then the last thing is the Page of Pentacles reversed. Stop monetizing your bullshit. I love you. That's good advice. Not everything has to be monetized, okay? Work on something. Work on, if you are a painter, work on something you're not going to sell. If you are a sculptor, work on something you're not going to, sell. If you are a writer, work on fanfic or something that you're never going to sell, Don't fucking, make something just for yourself is what that last card was saying. So those are the outlooks, and that's the advice. And that's good advice. And I should also follow that advice because I am like seriously fucking not happy with this. This was supposed to be one. I'm doing a series of paintings of stories that I liked in childhood. And this one did not work out. This one was not working out the way that I wanted it to. So I'll just redo it again. And I'll just redo it again. Because it's not good. It's not what I wanted. That's what makes art not good, by the way, is if the artist isn't happy with it. If the artist is happy with it, it's beautiful. Bunny, I'm actually not sure. Because I don't know the title of the book. But I'd love to paint over it, but like it's got all this clumpy texture bullshit happen. I don't know. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll sand it down. But right now, I don't even want to fucking look at it. What it was going to be, because the story was about, it was like a Russian book when I was little. And it was about an old babushka who lived, and she had her grandson. It was her grandson. Oh, obviously, if she was a babushka, it was her grandson. And they lived in a cottage together in the woods. And she made him poppy seed bread. And she would make this poppy seed bread. And I don't remember any more about it, really. It was a story that my Baba used to read to me when I was really little. So it was like, I think my Baba read it to me because it was about a Baba, but I don't know what it is. I don't know that I could ever find it again. I don't know if it was in English. I don't remember. I don't remember if it was in English or not. So there's a lot like I don't remember about it. So, and then this was, I was trying to, I don't know, this was like supposed to be like the bed because there was a lot of stuff about how there was a big feather bed. Anyway. That was what I was trying to do, was add it to my thing of, just add it to my thing. A collection of childhood memory things. I've already done one about the green ribbon, which is on my Instagram. And, but I don't know. When I get it finished, I'll post it. I don't know. I've got that one. I want to do one about Teaser and the Fire Cat, which was one of my favorites when I was little. And then I want to do one about toothbrushes. There was a story in an anthology about a kid trying to choose a color of toothbrush and trying to psych out his sibling to pick the green toothbrush. So you Googled it? What is it? Did you find it? What is it called? What is it called? I'm so excited to hear this. Because all I remember is poppy seed bread. Maybe, wait a minute. Poppy seed cakes book. I'm looking it up. Oh, that's it. It's an American book? Oh, Auntie Katushka. So that's probably why I thought babushka. Okay. Well, the illustrations on this one don't look the same. I think once upon a time, there's a little boy and Brushik, his mother and father. That old green goose feathered her old green goose at home. The feather bed was, the bright shawl was for, yes, because she was going to have a bright shawl and everything, you guys. That's the book. Thank you. You found it. Except for the illustrations in this, like that, the version that I just looked up isn't the same. So it must have been a Russian version of an English story. Oh my God, it's a reverse. It's a reverse Alessia's grandma. It was the Russian. I think we had maybe the Russian version of the English stories. So anyway, thank you guys. That was amazing. I'm so glad that I know that now. The poppy seed cakes. Yes, that was one of my favorite stories when I was little. But yeah, we must have had the Russian version because I don't really remember it being in English, and I don't remember it being his aunt, but it must have been. Maybe I was very little. I was very young. So, all right. Well, I'll see you guys later. Thank you for saving my childhood. And I will see you all. I'll catch you all on the flip side. Probably, yeah, I'll probably be here next week. There's going to be another weekend coming up that I'm not going to be here. And then after that, there's going to be a few weekends that I'm not here because I'm going to be working on the Kalamazoo Civics production of Matilda as a dresser. I'm pretty sure I'm a dresser. I just said I wanted to work backstage, and usually they make me a dresser like that. So, yeah. So, night, everybody. But we'll deal with that as it comes up. All right. Night.